This has been a long time coming. Welcome to my second update for the entire year here in the month of August for my Project Pan for this entire year. I have not updated this since St. Patrick's Day, and we're just gonna gloss over that. This project, like, I keep track of it daily. I'm motivated to do it. It's just like filming updates on the back burner for me. I am going to share with you all the progress I've made. I've got empties. I actually did my own kind of refresh of this in June and never got around to filming it. So I just kind of did it on my little piece of paper where I keep track, and I had added in some new things, and some of those I've already finished. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So last time I saw you, I was working on 10 different products. So I also don't have progress photos because I decided that was also not for me. It frustrated me having them in my camera roll for like a year at a time. Honestly, like, I just tried to make this as easy and lazy for myself as possible so that I stick with it. I do all of these videos, which you can tell are not very frequent or quality, but I do them all on my phone, and I just have like very limited ability to store things, and I just try to make it easy for myself. So we're gonna stick with that going forward too. My life is going to change pretty significantly in the next couple of months. I can't promise that wearing makeup is going to be a priority for me or something I'm even going to do at all. If you've not seen my last couple of videos, I am 8 months pregnant right now and due in the middle of September. So we shall see where we go from here, but let's go ahead and talk about what has happened since March. So my first product here, this is a mixture of at least 3 different lipsticks and also the bottom of what I pulled out of an eye brightener pencil crayon thing. So this is what we are looking like for, I just call this my Franken lipstick. I'm wearing it right now. I love this. This is like the nicest, most like creamy emollient formula, but it dries down really well. It doesn't transfer. The color is like my lips, but better. I am gonna be so sad when this is gone, but you can tell it's very low. There's still a good amount of product in here. I'm trying to just work my way around the outside now. I had the goal in March that before I updated the project again, which I anticipated would be like quarterly, oops, I had set the goal to use it 50 times. I did use it those 50, and then I used it another 34 times since then. So I'm just gonna continue to have the goal to use it 50 times between updates, aiming for updates every like 3 to 4-ish months. But the next time you see this, this should be gone. I am hoping within probably 30 uses or so. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll keep crack-a-lacking at it. Yeah. Next is another lipstick, which I also have decanted. This is what was left in the bottom of the bullet of my Avon lipstick in the color Uptown Pink. I actually do have a picture of this one. This is the only makeup item besides eyeshadow pans I even have in my camera roll, so I'll throw that up for you. I set the goal to also use this one 50 times, and in those like 5 months, not quite 5 months, I've used it 16 times. This is just not a shade I'm super interested in using. It's so bright. I prefer the other one so much more. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a different lipstick. This is my only other bullet lipstick that I have left. It's still in the bullet, although it looks atrocious. This is my Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Light Beige Frost that I've had legitimately since high school. This is my car lipstick, which is why you can tell it completely melted and I like crammed it back in there. I've actually been using this fairly frequently lately, like definitely more than I use this. So I'm showing it to you because I am considering mixing these together and seeing if I like the result better. Honestly, I might mix all 3 of them together. I don't know. I do things as I feel how I want to. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show you the progress on that because I don't know, it might turn into part of this project. It might not. I I haven't decided. And we can't wait forever for me to decide because then I'd be updating this in 2024, so. Next up is the Wet n Wild Brow Kit. I have the shade Ash Brown. This is a 3-pan little trio that had a wax in it that I finished, and then I'm using both of the shades in here. And here's what it is looking like. So since my last update, I hit pan on this lighter shade, and I've enormously expanded the pan on the darker shade. I set the goal to use each of these 50 times, and I've used the lighter shade 52 and the darker shade 86. So very happy with the progress on that. I would love to finish this by the end of the year, but I don't think that that is even a remote possibility. I used this lighter shade on the front part of my brows and the darker shade through the tail. Right now I have set the goal to get to 100 uses on each side, just because that helps keep me motivated. Ultimately, the goal is to finish it or just to see how many uses I can get on it by the end of the year. Now, I thought this was going to be a gimme. This is the Hard Candy lip gloss in the shade Superficial. I panned 3 lip glosses last year, flew through them, super easy, no problem. This one, I don't know why, for whatever reason, this is just like impossible for me. So I had set the goal to use it 50 times in March, and I used it 45 times, and this is the jump that we made. So I don't know if, so when I pull this out, my cats are getting flies in the window right here, so that's what you're hearing. It doesn't like pick a ton up on the doe foot, and there is discoloration on there because it mixed with my lipsticks, and I don't care. And when you take the applicator out, like, I don't know if you can see the windowing, there's definitely much less in there, but I always mark it with the doe foot in. I don't know. I thought that this would be like a couple months and out, 45 uses. I didn't expect to finish it, but I really thought that would be a much bigger jump. So this is gonna stick around. I am going to aim to use this, get that 45 uses up to 100, see where we're at, but I do wanna finish this before the end of the year. Next, I had my Maybelline BB cream. This is a staple, or was a staple in my collection. This was very, very low when I updated you on it in March, and my goal was to finish it, and I used it another 18 times, and I have had this lovely empty sitting around in my empties drawer for ages waiting to update this project. Super, super excited to have finished this. I've gone through many, many, many of these. There's an empty I can now get rid of. Next, I have what I have been considering a face palette in my collection. This is the e.l.f. Nude Mood, and I was focusing on the front 4 shades with the ultimate goal of either using each of them 100 times or finishing them up. So you can tell these 2 here, I did finish, and it took me 17 uses. Is that it? No way. Really? 17 uses to finish this one, which was just like a light cream shade. 40 uses to finish this very pale pink. I just used both of those as a powder. I've used this shade, which is very low, very thin in the pan, 100 times. My 100th use was today. I used this just like as a bronzer contour shade. And this lighter shade here, I've only used 9 times since March. So I am going to consider this goal met. I'm sick of having this palette around, and honestly, like, I'm just using it for the sake of using it. I'm not enjoying it. I do want to change some things up with this, but I'm gonna finish my products and then we're gonna get back into plans going forward. So we'll come back to this. This is the Sally Hansen Extreme Wear in the shade Camelot. My goal was to use this 5 times, ultimately finish it. I ended up using it 8 times to empty it out. You can see there is nothing else left in here. I'll show you because it's so satisfying. I love using up nail polishes. See, there is nothing left in there. So she done, she gone. She can also get out of my empties. Next, I was working on a mascara. This is the Honest mascara, just in the shade Black. It's got a primer end and the lash end. My goal was to finish this, and it took me 33 uses to totally use it up. Not really anything to show there, but this is another one that can go away. I was working on my Milani Make It Last setting spray, the original. My goal was also to finish this, which I did use up in 55 uses. You can tell there's nothing left in there. I replaced this with a dewy version, which I don't like as much. It definitely doesn't lock in as well, but this was super easy to finish. That was where my mark was. Used up the rest, no problem. So that is it for what I had shown you in March. And then I kind of refreshed this on my own in June. So things that I rolled in, I brought in my ColourPop gel liner in the shade Charmer. I'll show you right now. That is how much we have in there. I set the goal of using this 5 times and I used it 6 times since June. And my goal for this going forward is gonna be to use it 5 times every month. This is just a very nice, like, plummy kind of raspberry shade. I use this on the waterline. This does not apply well on the eyelid for an upper lash line liner. It drags really badly. That's what everybody says about these. It's true, I should have listened, but whatever. I also rolled in to replace the Honest mascara, my L'Oreal Double Wear. This is a tubing mascara. You also have half primer and half mascara. I thought this would go super quickly because it's literally only half of a tube. No, I've used this 46 times, still working on it. Goal is to finish it. I don't love this mascara. Mascara is open right now, so I want this to go away. Keep working on it, it's not done yet. I also decided to finish an eyeshadow when I refreshed this in June, which I've not quite done, but it's close enough that I'm not gonna keep this in the project. This is the shade Vibes from my Aura and Out palette. You can see the tiniest little bit left there. I figured I would have this done in 5 uses, and I've used it 4 times, and I'm sure by that 5th it will be gone. I'm just gonna roll this out, but I will have that completed probably sometime within the next week. I'm focusing on blues a little bit more, as you can tell. And my last item was actually a lot of items because I love panning nail polishes. I don't want to do a separate project for it. So I just decided I was going to use all of my nail polishes one time, and I was going to focus on one specific shade for 5 uses. So I did use everything once. There's a number in here that I used twice, but my focus shade I only used 2 times. My focus was Island Pea Snow Globe. This is where I started, and I think I'm about right there right now. So going forward, I want to use this the 3 additional times, and then I'm not going to continue to focus on this just because I want to kind of roll in nail polishes seasonally. This was part of their Christmas collection, but this really said like spring and early summer to me. So I will go ahead and use this 3 more times. And then I'm just gonna show you all of my nail polishes because why not? It's fun, right? This is Morgan Taylor Mint Chip. I used this twice. This was like the same color as my bridesmaid dress for my brother-in-law's wedding. So I wore this on my toes and my fingers, and I think I made a really good jump there. I'm impressed. This is such a big bottle, and like I'm making progress on it. I'd like to finish this by the end of the year. I think probably at my next update I'll actually roll this in. This is the Sally Hansen Insta Dry in the shade Midnight Drive. I can't tell where this is at. It's somewhere probably a little bit less than halfway down the bottle right now. I'm not gonna be able to see this either. I'm not, because I shook it up to make a new mark on the lip gloss. The Sally Hansen Extreme Wear Hard as Nails. This is where it was. I think it's probably somewhere around half. I just applied this fingers and toes, so that should be a little bit lower. And then everything that I have left is part of my Island Pea collection that I actually am super eager to pan. This is this shade Emma. I have just 1 use under that line. For coat, I have 1 use under that line. This is my favorite shade, the hollow version of Eclipse. This is so low, so low. I could certainly pan this if I tried. We'll go through these ones first. Sugar Coated. Again, I would really like to give this some attention maybe in the winter time for like Valentine's Day. Try to finish it eventually. Rose Water, again, very low. This is Maiden Lane, which is so so low. Where's the mark? There's the mark. And then you can tell it's right under that. Like, I want to finish these and then replace them and not have things stick around for too long, or, you know, risk getting like gloopy and nasty before I can get through them. And then the focus shade I want to work on for the next quarter of this project, we'll see, I know, is the Harpist. It is right there right now. I probably should make new lines, but whatever. I only used it one time since the last time I marked it. So I would like to use this 5 times for this kind of transition into late summer, fall, and use everything once again. So 3 more uses on Snow Globe, 5 on this, use everything once is the plan there. And then that is at the end. No, it is not. So things I want to roll in to change up the project for this update. The bronzer situation here. I'm going to do some repressing. So this is what we look like right now. I'm planning on scraping this out, maybe combining it. I'd like this to be a little deeper, and I'm actually considering adding in some shimmer to see if I can franken a little bit more of a shimmery bronzer for the end of summer here. I'm gonna show you my ABH Carly Bible palette, a little bit of a spoiler for my Pan Those Eyeshadows, sorry. But I'm kind of thinking of adding in a little bit of Bowley because I don't like this shade on my eyes. So maybe that and some browns to franken a bronzer. And then my goal will be to use that bronzer until it's gone. Similarly, for my 9th item, I would like to franken a blush. I have been working on Cindy, which, spoiler, yes, you can see there's the babyest pan in that. I've been using this as a blush for the entire summer, and I do want to hit pan on everything in this palette before the end of the year. Stev is going to be quite the pain to do so with, but I'm kind of thinking of scraping a little bit of each of these out and combining them to do a little bit more of a red, like sunburnt tone blush. So what I'm gonna do for both of those, for numbers 8 and 9 in the project, is I will franken them. I will put up pictures right here, and then we will revisit them at the next update. And for my final product, I'm rolling in another eyeshadow that I want to finish, and that is the shade New Age from the ColourPop Or and Out. This has been dropped so many times. Most of this has ended up in the garbage. I would like to use the rest on my eyes and be done with it. I figure I should be able to finish that in under 10 uses. So that will be my goal for the next one. And just to recap, so I do show you all of my empties, as I like to do at the end of these videos, and then I can get rid of them to go over them again. We had the Milani setting spray, Maybelline BB cream, this nail polish from Sally Hansen, the Honest mascara, and then in addition I have 2 more nail polishes. I have the Cirque base coat, the Ella and Mila top coat, are both completely empty. And one final time you're gonna see this on camera, because I'm throwing it away right after this, I have my completely empty component of the Too Faced Natural Eyes. And those are my empties, and now they're gone. So this has gone on really long. If I updated these more frequently, they'd be shorter, but I don't learn my lesson, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.